Hi, this is Dorothy from Scrapbooking, and I am going to show you a layout that is totally and completely Cricut. So these cuts, all these cuts are from the coordinating Cricut group called Bloom with Grace. So the papers are beautiful. There's lots and lots of sunflowers on them, and so of course the Cricut cuts have sunflowers. And so I'm getting some glue off here. There was a lot of gluing here. I mean, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 layers of stuff there. And so the cutting, it was intricate and it was a little tedious to put together, but so worth it. And this whole layout was actually just all built in Cricut. So all you do is stick in the cardstock that you want to use to do all the cutting. So I went ahead, instead of you watching me cut for hours on end, I went ahead and cut it out and put it together. And this adorable fence is 2 of the cuts there. And I decided you just can't have a split rail fence and have it be all neat and clean looking. So I'm distressing it up a little bit. I've kind of gotten away from distressing because you get so inky. But you know, I mean, it does make things look cool without a doubt. And definitely this fence needed to be distressed. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm using espresso ink and a sponge cut into, we have these round sponges that I cut into like eighths. So they go a long way. I mean, they're like $1. And and I use the sponges over and over again. You can rinse them out. You can do whatever, or you can, keep them for certain colors. But I've never had a problem when they're dry. So, I just use them till I can't use them anymore. So I could have used, and it may have been a little bit easier to get into the smaller places, a sponge dauber, a finger dauber. We carry those. We also carry these round sponges. So whichever, is your preference. So I could have just distressed them a little bit more, but that's fine. So even this scalloped square is part of the So even the scallop square is part of the pattern. So the only thing that's left out is the background paper. And I tried a whole bunch of different colors. I tried different color browns. I tried dark greens. I tried the canary that I used for the sunflowers, I think was too light. But anyway, this is sangria that I used. Now, I even tried, that's one of our new colors, Desert Rose. And it just didn't have the same kind of pizzazz, pop, whatever you want to call it, that the sangria did. And sangria is actually one of the coordinating colors with the Bloom with Grace. And so the colors that I'm using, the canary and toffee and fern, those are all part of the coordinating colors with Blooms with Grace. But the sangria really, really did make that stand out, I think. And so this white is actually French white. So it's, just a slightly off-white. But I really like it. I'm going to have to use it more because I really, really do like it. And so I'm just getting my Tombow on my fence here, and I'm bringing the fence all the way down to the bottom of the page. So we're going to have a 5x7, 2 4x6s, and a 3x4. And so you see all the layers to that strip. Now that's like one continuous strip of sunflowers. They're all attached except for the leaves. And that tag is also part of the cut. So it's very and look at that. Is that not gorgeous? That sunshine, you are my sunshine. That was part of the cut, that beautiful swooping sunshine. I love it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put on, and I think the letters were done in maybe espresso, because they're pretty dark. That corner wants to pop up. So I'm just dotting the letters with the Tombow, and I'm kind of dabbing them off so that the glue doesn't squish out from under it, with the blobs being too big. So I just love this sunshine. I love how beautiful it looks. So this really makes making a layout, simple. It did take time, and I fed a lot of colors of cardstock into the Cricut, but look at that. How cool is that? So anyway, I'm pretty excited about that layout. Pretty darn excited. And then this pumpkin is also one of the cuts from the Bloom with Grace coordinating Cricut cuts. So I just made a whole bunch of pumpkins just because they were so darn cute. And I was trying to figure out what kind of background to put with them. I was going to put them on white, and that was just so boring. And we've got this new package of wood paper that, who doesn't love wood? I love the wood. And so I made a gigantic pumpkin, and I thought, well, that can be a background for a picture itself. And just kind of make a statement sitting there on the page, all big and fat. So is he not cute? I think he's really cute. And I went ahead and trimmed the 4x6 in toffee. Was it toffee? It wasn't toffee. I'm lying. Espresso and fern. So, and I'm putting it about 2 inches up from the bottom. So is that not, do you not love that pumpkin? I love that pumpkin. And I'm thinking that with all these pumpkins, that's going to be a 5x7, and it needs to be, a picture needs to be taken at the pumpkin patch. That can be, a really cute picture that makes a 5x7. And so I just made a whole bunch of pumpkins, decreasing in size, and decided that was going to be my border there. And then it was like, I don't know what to do. I'm thinking I'm ending this video here, and then I go, no, I really need to make a title. So what I'm going to do is I made Pumpkin Patch as my title. I was thinking of pumpkin cutie pie for a little kid, but then that got too complicated. I thought some people don't get my sense of things. So I'm just going with Pumpkin Patch. Now these are thin cut letters. I have the alphabet and numbers in this. This is from a while ago. And, it's just super simple. I kind of went through all of my stamps to see if there was a stamp I wanted to use to stamp it. And I just couldn't find the right kind of, font to kind of give that kind of whimsical, rustic, that kind of a look. I found a circus one, but I have a lot of alphabets, but I didn't have just quite the right one. So I decided to pull out my easy to use thin cut. And, if they have a thin cut alphabet, which we do right now, you should really consider getting it, because you can make your titles. You can make any bloomin' title out of any bloomin' paper. And you can just make everything match and go with whatever layout you're doing. So I highly recommend getting a thin cut font, a font thin cut, letter thin cut. So I am going ahead and distressing because they just look too neat. Now I didn't distress my pumpkins, but they just look too neat. So I decided I needed to distress those and give them a bit of a rustic flair. So I know that I cut out all the letters that I needed to because I spelled it out in the other room. And see, these straight letters are very easy to deal with and to, do the distressing. So, of course, I'm getting good and inky right now. Okay, so I'm not even spelling patch right. That's pitiful, right? It's okay. Okay, and I am not going to make it even. I mean, I guess I could use the lines from the board as a means of even, but I'm making them wonky. They just need to be kind of hither and yon. Just kind of for the kind of whimsy feel, the fun feel of going to the pumpkin patch. And of course, and now I'm missing an I. I mean, like a letter I. So we're going to put patch, P-A-T-C-H. See, I think that's going to be cute. And it would be good if I had the I. So I've got to run and make an I. I'm going into two rooms down where I've got it's my club setup where I had all of my club meetings until this bloomin' virus got a hold of us and kind of really spoiled everything for everybody. So I'm going to put my letters down with Tombow because it just makes it easy. And I love that I can just make these wonky and not, you don't have to even worry about it. This is a very informal layout. But I just love, we're coming into fall, and I just love that, our new colors are just, you know what? Our new colors, Close to My Heart does this all the time. They nail our new colors. And I was looking through some advertisement from the paper today, and wouldn't you know, I think it was from, what is that, Home Goods store? All of the new colors were on all of the fall items, pumpkins and pillows and everything, but it was all of our new colors. It was like, oh my gosh, they nailed it again. So that is really cool. We've got some beautiful new colors, cinnamon and Sundance and all sorts of pretty new colors. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, it needs something. And I kind of need a little journaling spot. And I was thinking, well, I've got this. I was thinking to put like a trim on the bottom. Of course, I made the title too close to the top to really put it on the top. I guess I could have put a 1/4 inch. But I've got this burlap ribbon from who knows how long ago. And when I look at that, I should have used that dark red burlap ribbon. I might have to add it to it at the end of this. But so it's really rustic looking. It just is a burlap ribbon. And it's not really a ribbon. It's a ribbon because it's on a spool. But I've got brown and I had green, but I only had a few inches of green, and the green would have been perfect with it. But I have a brown one and a lighter one. So that's what I'm going to use, is the brown and the light color, which my dog got a hold of and chewed up the spool. So just keeping it real. So what I'm going to do is, and I haven't done this in a long time, I'm distressing all around the both pages. It amazes me. You know, my friend Sylvia still distresses absolutely everything. And you know, initially when I first got into Close to My Heart, everything got distressed. And you know, I've said before, it's very zen to do it. But I kind of got out of it when Close to My Heart stopped doing it so much. And so it's like, okay, well, I kind of like the clean look. But you know, when you have something that's really rustic, you really kind of need to go with rustic. And I just love, do not love those wood papers. And there's a whole different, I should have showed you, flipped it over and showed you the other side of it. There must be 6 patterns and actually 12 because when you flip them over, they're on the back side too. But a whole package of wood paper. I mean, you can just so use this. And I actually tried I tried some of the wood papers with the sunflower layout. And I thought, oh, well, that's outside and rustic and that would be good. You know what? It was too busy, which is too bad. But it was too busy with all the sunflowers. So, you know, darn it, I really wish I used that red because I really do. I like the way that looks on the camera. Yeah, I really like the way that looks. Yeah, that's going to have to get added. That's all there is to it. Okay, so I am using Tombow on this fuzzy, rough burlap ribbon. And I'm using the lighter color too. So I'm going to put a light and a dark, or not really dark, but darker, running on the bottom. And I'm tucking it underneath the pumpkin. And trimming the edges off. And so I like the way it looks. I'm liking, but it, you know, once again, it needs a little bit, and it just so happens that I had some of these sequins that have the copper and brown with it, and so I'm going to use these kind of copperish color sequins and just kind of add a little bling around the pumpkins, just for a little shine. And just a little bit of an interest. And then, you know, a few around the pumpkin. But then I think I really need a little journaling spot to put some stuff. So I'm putting my sequins down in 3s. And I think I went to get a journaling card from one of the Picture My Life. Yeah, it's from Picture My Life from the timber. And so it has a wood edge on the little card. So I'm going to use it as two little flag banners up at the top. And that the problem is the white, that French white is a little bit bright for the layout. So I'm going to trim it down a little bit. But I'm going to take the time to, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. I mean, sometimes I can be a little silly. But if you like what I'm doing, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you can hear when I put out another video. So I'm going to tuck this card underneath my pumpkin and just kind of scooch it down in the corner there. So, ta-da! Couple of more little sequins. Can't have too much bling. There we go. There's all that's my layout. So that's highlighting the bloom with Grace, coordinating cardstock. It's on dorothy.ctmh.com. Go all the way to the bottom and click on the little Cricut guy, and it will take you to these layouts. These coordinating cuts. Thanks. Bye now.